What's going on, guys? It's your boys from Reactions here, back with another video, and today we are back here discussing a 3-game winning streak, folks. So we've got 3 games, we've won all 3. Now, listen.
This has come out of nowhere.
This has come out of nowhere, and the Leafs have circulated that they're going to sell. We're going to discuss this and more.
Let's get into the games. Here we go. So, just to skim over the games, we played, so we lost, how many games was it? 6 games in a row? We lost 6 games in a row, 5 of them being at home, and then the Kraken on the road. Absolutely abysmal. But then they decided, so we thought that we were on a rant last week, and we thought it's over, the season's done. And it's going to be, we're in sell mode. We're going to tank for our top 5 protected pick. And that'll be it. And we're going to reset in the summer. And we're going to look forward to next year. Now, they decide to win 3 straight. Okay, well, we won against Vancouver in the shootout. And they're bottom last in the league. Projected to pick first and get McKenna. So yeah, we won that game, 3-2 in a shootout. Then we went to February, which there were only 2 games, back-to-back, both in Alberta. 1 in Calgary, 1 in Edmonton. We won Calgary 4-2, and we won Edmonton 5-2. And our power play, I believe, went 2 for 2. Yeah, it went 2 for 2. So now we have 3 weeks for the Olympic break to reset. And we have 3 players going to the Olympics. Matthews for USA. We have Nylander for Sweden and OEL also for Sweden. No Canadian players. So now we find ourselves winning these 3 games. It's like we thought we were selling.
What's the plan? What's the plan? And here's my problem with the Toronto Maple Leafs. My problem with the Toronto Maple Leafs is they are always doing this. They're always doing this. They can't just accept their fate and say, it's a lost cause. We're 8 points out of first round, out of the first 5 picks. We're 8 points within each other. I think it's better to tank now, lose the points, let them come up, get bottom 5, and then recoup. But no. They'd rather break our hearts, win a couple of games, keep winning, sell at the deadline, and then keep winning just to be right in between.
That doesn't help anything. That does nothing.
If you sell now at the deadline, my play is you have to go for it. You have to go for it. Time is done. Time for tanking was over 3 games ago. The time was tanking was the losing 6 games in a row. The time for tanking was then. Now that you've won 3 straight and you look like you're not going to be able to get your pick back, what's the point in selling? Tell me, what's the point in selling?
It's true.
Because I don't see a point in selling. Because if you sell now, God forbid you start losing, you get 6th overall. You get the 6th overall draft pick. And guess what? Not going to be good enough. It's going to go to Boston.
And then we get no pick in the first round.
you're giving a playoff team a 6th overall draft pick. What's the point in tanking? Give them the 15th, give them the 18th, give them the 20th.
Exactly.
Give them a low round draft pick.
Because it depends where we finish and where they pick.
If we finish bottom of the league, then that's great for us because we get to pick our pick because we're bottom 5.
Yeah.
But if we're just going to go for it and we're going to be stuck in the middle, I'd rather be stuck in the middle, give them a terrible pick, and then there you go. They don't have a chance. But if you're going to tank, you're going to sell, which I don't think they should. I think they should go for it. You know how insane that sounds.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing how we lost 6 games in a row, I think they should go for it because what's the point in tanking now? What's the point in tanking now? There's no point. There's no point.
Yeah,
go for it.
Because like you said, if they finish 6th, they're giving Boston, who's in a playoff spot, a legendary spot in the first round draft. So not only did you give them Minton, but you also are giving them a 6th overall draft pick to potentially get another top prospect. Why? And they're in a playoff spot. So that's like double bad. Like, no. So if they're not going to tank enough to get that 5th overall pick, then there's no reason to tank and give Boston a good spot in the draft. You got to push now. Now that they won those 3 games, they got to push. But it seems like management has been reportedly shopping around our players, and they said that it doesn't matter what the Leafs do in their last 2 years before the Olympic break. They're in sell mode. And I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it.
Leave it up to Tree to think we were supposed to be sellers, but then they were considering buying at the deadline. We're considered buying when everyone was screaming sell. Everyone was screaming sell.
And now we're screaming buy, and they want to sell. Right? It makes no sense.
Everyone wants them to buy.
Yeah.
Because, look, it would be nothing new for the Toronto Maple Leafs to lose out in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we've been through that before.
Yep.
Like, it's nothing new for us.
Yep.
At least make the goddamn playoffs. Let's not end the streak here. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. Might as well give it our all at this point. Buy at the deadline, because you have no assets anyway. Buy at the deadline, and we'll go from there. Get like a top 6 defenseman, because your defensemen are all injured.
Yep.
Because apparently they've replaced. They're so. I'm sorry. MLSE as an organization is a little bit wonky because now they've replaced their head nutrition. I think they replaced some of their injury guys, the health experts.
They got rid of them last year.
They got rid of the health guy.
And then we got riddled with injuries this year.
And now we're riddled with injuries. We don't need the position. Haven't filled it yet. And there you go. Now we're riddled with injuries, struggling. And now they want to be sellers when they've won 3 straight and they can't see the standings, for God's sakes. The time for selling was 7 games ago.
Yep.
This is the problem, is they want to sell. They're going to lose. They're not going to lose enough. And then there you go.
So right now we sit
What's the point?
5 points out of a playoff spot at the beginning of the Olympic break here. Boston and Montreal hold the 2 wildcard spots at 68 and 70 points. And we sit at 63 points, tied with Columbus and Washington, who are also at 63 points. But we have a game in hand against Washington. But Columbus has 2 games in hand against us at 55 games played. We've played 57. So, okay, it's 5 points. It's not impossible, but like it would require more winning than losing. I'm talking 75% of our games need to be won.
Let's just put this in realistic. It requires 5 points to get into the playoffs, and it requires 11 to get our pick back. What's more possible? The 5 points, keep winning, or the 11 points And you would need Winnipeg to go on a run of a lifetime to not lose ever again to even get to that point.
Yep.
It is impossible. No more tanking. There is no time for tanking. Winnipeg's at 52. We're at 63. Be realistic. Be realistic. There's no chance for us to get our pick back. Might as well make it the worst possible pick for the Boston Bruins.
Mm-hmm. So let's put this into perspective. A team who did this not too long ago, let's say 2019. Does that ring any bells? Craig Berube. Does that ring any bells? St. Louis Blues went on a record of 30, 10, and 5 down the stretch of the season. Now, of course, that's more games than we have left, but my point is they were way out of a playoff spot in January, I believe, and then they came back and they made the playoffs and they won the cup. How ironic does that sound now that we find ourselves in a similar place? We head into the Olympic break. If they start going on a winning streak of a lifetime and somehow make the playoffs, from there, the only way is up. That's the only way you can go. Once you've hit rock bottom, the only way is up.
Which is possible. I mean, if you look at the standings, you look at the overall standings, Utah, Mammoth, who are 1 point behind us, but in 18th overall, they're in the playoff spot. We could easily find ourselves in a playoff spot with a couple games. Listen, all it takes is for Boston to find a slump. All it takes is for Boston to find a little bit of a slump. Lose a couple games. Lose 2 games. Hell, lose 2 games. And we are right there. We are 1 point back of a playoff spot. They lose 2 more games. We are 1 point back.
Look at us believing again. And it happened not too long ago when the Leafs went on a win streak at the beginning of January. So we thought it was over at the end of December. They were losing all kinds. In November, December, we lost a bunch of games. Then all of a sudden, they went on that win streak in January, and they won like at end of December, beginning of January. Going into 2026, they won like 9 games or something. I don't remember. Then we thought there's a chance they make the playoffs, and it's not the time to sell, it's the time to buy. All of a sudden, they lose 6 games in a row. Okay, decision made, we're selling. Then the Leafs decide to win 3 games in a row heading into the Olympic break. Okay. So every time we think it's over, they pull you back in classic Leafs fashion.
Listen, I'm all here for it. If you're gonna make it, let's go. Let's freaking go. We are 5 points back of a playoff spot. All we need is for Boston to just lose 3 games. 3 games. And we're back in it. We're back in the conversation. We are back fighting for our lives.
When we get back
let's go.
From the Olympic break, we have a back-to-back in Florida. We got Tampa 7:30 and Florida 7 p.m. back-to-back 25th and 26th of February. And then on the 28th of February, Saturday night, we come home for a Battle of Ontario. And then from there, just keep on trucking. March and April. Less than 30 games to go.
Let's go. We can do this.
I honestly have no idea what to think anymore. Let's just see what they do after the Olympic break. The Leafs have a lot of trade targets that they were looking to sell, in names being Bobby McMahon, Oliver Ekman-Larsson, Brandon Carlo, Troy Stetcher. They were throwing out Nicholas Roy. They were throwing out these names, and apparently they've reported that Bobby McMahon, they want a first for, no less. They want a first at least. Okay, sure. If you trade Bobby McMahon, whatever. If they want to trade some pieces, maybe get some smaller guys back, it doesn't hurt, but I don't know. Well, I guess we'll just see what Brad Treliving does. Also, we were rumored to have looked into Panarin. That is done. Panarin got traded to the LA Kings in exchange for a third-round conditional pick, and I believe it was a 26 overall prospect from a couple of years ago. Liam Greentree.
Who the hell is that?
Great question. So does Yahoo Sports headline say, who is Liam Greentree? Well, the New York Rangers traded for him. He's a right winger from Oshawa, Ontario, 20 years old, 26 overall pick by the Kings in the 2024 NHL draft. And he has not even made his NHL debut.
I hope Greentree plants some green trees in New York.
He's a big player in the OHL, but like, I guess they traded Panarin for that in a third round pick.
How big is a tree?
How do you trade? I guess I thought they would have got a first round pick for Panarin and a prospect, but sure. I guess because he was leaving, regardless, they knew that he was done. The price went down because they knew there was no scenario where the Rangers were keeping Panarin. So there it is. Panarin's off the market. So that's been it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you enjoyed this one. There will be a 3-week hiatus of no games. So we will see you back once the Leafs are back in action. And hopefully, maybe it'll be on a better note. Who knows? We'll see you then.
Maybe we'll be in a playoff spot.
And maybe the Leafs will have made some trades. We'll cover it all.
Yeah.
See you. Peace.